Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing this fine time of the day that I cannot disclose for personal reasons? How are you guys? I hope you have had a good week. I am just delving more into the whole Danganronpa universe because it just keeps getting better. And yeah, last time we were at the trial ground for some reason and in the New Hope Speak Academy. I have my brother with me who's sitting there. And yeah, let's just get started. Shut the fuck up. Anyways, children. 0 and 6. What? It depends on the person. So, just as I thought, wanna come and make this? That totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there is no way I can do that. I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope Speak Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope Speak Academy. Hope Speak a government-funded school of privilege where only the most refined or the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are the key leaders of various industries. These students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope Speak Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope Speak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope Speak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So they have decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope Speak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope Speak Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, the Hope Speak Academy managed to amass sizable funds, began further research of talent, and create Hope Speak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, the tragedy of Hope Speak Academy. Hope Speak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that's suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Was a phrase that's mentioned at the end of this manga. The tragedy of Hope Speak Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents happen, right? So this manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about these kind of things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of the Reserve Corps students, right? Oh, you're here again. Huh? What do you want me to say? Huh? Huh? That's creative. He's saying it's my fault I forgot? It's not it. Doraemon-chan. Oh hey, could you give me my glasses? It's in the bag. Sorry I'm not really checking the comments, I just don't feel like interacting that much. If there are any comments or anyone who's watching, I just want to have a peaceful playtime to no socializing. But I do still want to document the game, so yeah. Damn it, what the heck? Damn it! Hello. Okay, let's see. We have the target practice thingy. The target seems pretty far away. If the production team had more time, there could have been a mini game here. Wait, what am I saying? What? Fourth wall? It's a production team, like of the game. There could have been a mini game here? What? That's crazy. It's an armor and a helmet. Did the map developers design to reflect a Japanese dojo? What? There are a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each of them has a traditional looking woodlock key sticking out of them. I guess they're just for show. There's nothing in particular that looks like a clue. There's a straw post. I guess that means it was used for training. This cherry tree is in full blossom. It may be a tasteful sight to see a blossoming cherry tree inside a dojo, but in this situation it just looks bizarre. Okay, let's get the fuck out of here. Interesting. Yeah, can you charge this? Okay, let's we should play Mario Kart again. It's such a shame. I really wanted to play Mario Kart with my friend too, but I hope he's doing good now. Okay, there's nothing here. Let's. Nah, I don't like talking to him. This hallway is kind of creepy. I can't go to places that I should be able to go to. It's like some rules being enforced for no reason. It's like an invisible wall or something. Yeah, well, perhaps it is. Perhaps. What in the fuck you lucky? So, nothing over here. Yeah, the whole thing is. Yeah, this whole academy, where the first game like took place in. Makoto Nike, I don't know if Nike, but it was Makoto for sure. I guess we're gonna go back into the classroom since there's like... Oh, this tea is healing! And look! This is another manga, it's laying atop of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Week Academy. Wasn't The Tragedy of Hope's Week Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's where Hope's Week Academy went bankrupt and it was a trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. It would trigger the common word. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about the incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Week Academy. The story made heavy use of dated stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope's Week Academy occurred at the Hope's Week Academy. Tragedy, yeah, there we go. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura! Ah man, the flashbacks. If you know the game, you know who that guy is. Izuru Kamakura. Izuru was a genius, known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Week Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. wielding a superior talent for the hope of mankind. The Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origin and identity. Because of that, the most students at Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru was well known as a symbol of hope. He was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and the brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that talent to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making the knowledge public, it stoked fires of the fires of the Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated, and the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, that incident will lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited Danganronpa 0. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. I think the original manga of the Goodbye to Spirit also named as that, or like the first anime. His name is Danganronpa 0. Could be. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. Okay, thanks, I guess. Damn it, he always leads up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope. Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. Could be. You and I know exactly what's going on. The person in the mirror. I'm talking with you, baby girl.
Oh my god, me? Ooh.
Anyways, what Nagito said was the true meaning of hope, but for Izuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here, it said the Reserve Corps students in the reserve department began the uprising. And then, what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Well, your memory's kind of gone, isn't it? Hajime. I remember how Rosbowski used to say, Hajime, Hajime, Hajime. Hajime. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is far worse incident, Frankie. What kind of incident was it? And who's the other student that isn't Izuru? A certain student who secretly used this incident to their advantage? Who's that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. They do, don't they? Metal slabs are covering the portions of the classroom where the windows would usually be. To go as far as to cover the windows like that. Does he really want to keep us locked inside? But why? I don't think we have anything else. Hold on, okay? Yeah. Lack of love or something, I don't know. Oh, it opened! Roar! Damn.
Ow. What the hell is with this room? It's fucking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might just end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. We have another thing. I've seen this in movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies. At least that's what it looks like, but that's not possible. Well done, gang. Anywho, keeping dead bodies in the high school biolab isn't something you should joke about. It just feels so forced. This idea should have been cancelled during development or something. What? Another fourth wall break. What am I thinking? Tarp? This looks like plastic tarp. Why is this left out like this? Clean up after yourselves, will you? Very interesting commentary. Okay, I guess we start with the manga. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of manga and hoped that I was right. Story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself was that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the Reserve Corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding to the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by the social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. But by then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. The violence and death continued to spread. The shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when the senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with the deaths to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. This feeling of immense despair began spreading among and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'etat began happening around the world, and war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principle, religion, or personal gain, just war. pure war, and because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called the Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of the society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers from software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new rules, new values, and morals to spread despair. And with that, they created the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
やだな。
Who would enjoy reading something like that?
あれあれ。ふひ
Enough! What is this messed up manga?
ー。ぷぷぷ。
This incident really happened and I actually forgot about it. There's no way that's possible.
何言ってんの？マジマジ。
Ah,
ふへへへへへ。
I see. Oh, it is. That's what he meant by what he said in the beginning. He's trying to make us feel despair towards the world so people want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm gonna do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps. No, that's definitely it.
Peak voice acting.
Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is the ultimate despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hope's Peak Academy to its destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Plus, the organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But they're known as Ultimate Despair. They're high school students, right? Well, if they're really actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called the Ultimate. Then, are the killers who are involved and connected to them as well? It's no use. I'm going to freeze to death. I'm at my limit. I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Goodness gracious. Can you walk this up one time? It's only great. It's gonna hurt. Just one time, okay? Give me a moment. Okay, ladies and gentle cats, we are back again. Okay, right into the story. Phew, that was close. I nearly froze to death. So, where should I go next? Ah, good question, buddy boy. We will check out the next playlist in our nearest convenience. Yes. This is yes. Oh, 5B. Let's go, let's go, let's go. No, I should ignore it. I'm just gonna pretend I'm too nosy.
たくよ
When I went inside this room, that bastard bear was suddenly here. He keeps glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be shitty either way.
うん
So I'll let you handle it. There's no way I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't wanna do them either.
や
Hold on. My favorite is kind of like the cute distance. Yeah. Okay. Why can't Hajime?
ふんふん
What are you doing here?
いやいや
You should have done that from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place.
うーん
Okay, I guess. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up and tell me. What did you need to tell me? What's wrong? Why are you squirming around? Why are you squirming around? Squirming, yeah.
ぷぷぷぷぷなんと
Oh. Huh?
実は
High school girl?
はい
Junko Enoshima!
あのね
It's so good. The tea with honey is like the ultimate
ぷ
combo
ぷ
for
ぷ
sure.
ふざけんな
Hold on a sec. I don't know what the ultimate despair are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people will join some fucked up organization created by a high school girl.
まったくもうあのね ふぅ
Will she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the Japan?
うん
Then what was their purpose?
は
Like I said, what did they... Wait, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they would do what they did without any purpose.
あのね
Uh-huh. What are you saying?
ぷぷぷぷぷぷ
It's hopeless. What the?
ぷぷぷ ふぅ
Oh! Oh! There's no way something that crazy is possible.
あれあれ
Final days.
つまり
Hey, what do you mean final days? What happened to the reserve department?
もちろんふへへへへへ
なんだと
All 2,300.
ぷっぷっぷ
One person excluded, huh? Is that me?
くそー
I don't believe it. There is no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. Doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
ほら
Junko Enoshima is already dead. Uh-huh. Oh my god, I missed you. She's an interesting character, that's for sure. Can we sit over there now? Yes, yes, no. Creativity? Right now, I have my headphones in such an interesting contraption started by the Reserve Corps students. Anyway, the academy.
なんとあのね
So,
にゅほほほほふぅ
it's fine already. You don't have to start
あれあれ
explaining. Good part of not. I've already heard this before. Because that's for that part. Junko is already dead. What does that mean? Just few people know about that. Hey, Yukiko, is it true what you just said? Junko Enoshima is really dead?
あ
The bloody classroom. No, wait. What was that you said about the killing school life? Unlike the killings we were involved in, there were killings that happened at the Holistic Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat
まあ
her.
な
Yeah, that's what it was. The killing school life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
あのな
For a manga about killing school life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the killing school life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind who took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima is dead.
つーか
It turns out that the killing school life was a part of that whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of the former students of Host Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Host Academy. And she took away their memories? That's just like us. And apparently, the whole thing was being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. So, there's a limit to being full asshole. Surveillance cameras were broadcasting the whole thing.
だからよ
The students of Holswick Academy are widely known as the symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they were trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. Yeah, but that messed up plan was stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the students she placed in her trap, and after being overcome by despair she created, she took her own life. Junko is no more. Just a spoiler for people who didn't watch the first game or, that anime. Junko did not actually lose. She planned the whole thing. She wanted to kill despair despair to that degree. She knew the whole thing. She planned it accordingly. She didn't even kill herself. It's just, you know, she died because she wanted to kill everything with despair. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether Monokoma's story is true or not doesn't matter. Junko Onishima isn't alive anymore. Who is our enemy? If Junko Onishima is already dead, are the rest of the ultimate spirits behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings were involved and resembled a killing spree like. Well, I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation.
決まってんだろ
If the students from Post Peak Academy stop the real deal, there's no way we'll just stop fake. But if this is really an imitation, are those surveillance cameras the same too? The cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting to somewhere, just like the surveillance cameras during the killing spree? Very interesting, very interesting.
うん。
What? Do you have a problem with that?
しょぼーん。しょうがないな。
Fly? What do we do to fly? What's gonna happen if you do that?
あわわ。ドキドキ。
Ew. Then you go, oh, Donkey. I'm making sounds again.
さてと。キャー。
Oh, huh? What did you want to say? Why would we be able to see that? If we knew about that, then that would have been the end of the game. Well, not the end of the game, but you know. Goodness. It changed into the hallway again. It's so sudden. What's going on to make something like this happen? No, I've already decided that I'm not gonna be surprised. That's right, there's no time for me to be surprised by something like this. And with that, I will stop for here for 2 episodes now. Because your screen time, buddy. My brother has been suffering from high power stuff, so like the doctor told us to keep his screen time limited. So as much as I want him to see what the fuck is going on, I will have to wait. In the meantime, shut up! In the meantime, I might stream Minecraft after a bit, but yeah. See ya then. Thanks for watching. Bye bye!